So back now to our top story, and Pakistan's foreign minister has confirmed a ceasefire with India following days of tensions and cross-border attacks. Ishaq Dar has posted on X just a short time ago, and this is what he said. Pakistan and India have agreed to a ceasefire with immediate effect. Pakistan has always strived for peace and security in the region without compromising on its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Let's cross now to Kamal Haider, who joins us from the Pakistani capital of Islamabad. So, Kamal, people were getting more and more concerned about the escalation that was ongoing here, but now we seem to have some resolution.
Absolutely, a major breakthrough that no one anticipated. And the events of the past few weeks kept everybody on the edge, given the fact that after the Pahalgam attack, India had threatened massive reprisal. They then decided to have incursions into Pakistan. They attacked 9 places in Pakistan with several casualties there, but it didn't stop there. After that, suicide drones were hovering all over Pakistan. They did not cause much casualties, but that was a grave violation and a provocation. The Pakistani military then said it would respond. People were waiting to see when that response would come. And then when the Indians decided to attack several Pakistani military bases early morning today, Pakistan decided to go with an immediate response, a massive response. And that, of course, got everybody worried. The US Secretary of State called Pakistani military chief. He also called the Indian foreign minister, and they wanted a quick de-escalation of this conflict. Now, it must be remembered that whatever happened will have deep implications for Narendra Modi's political future, and also the fact that the world must take notice of the fact that this particular simmering conflict over Kashmir has to be brought to an end, some sort of a solution. Otherwise, the two countries may be back to square one in the future. So indeed, a breakthrough, a sigh of relief from people across the world, and of course from the region, both in India and Pakistan, that this has now finally come to an end.
Right, and as you say, Kamal, it may stop it for the time being, but the situation and the issue is still very, very present. And the US Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, is saying that both governments, India and Pakistani governments, have agreed to start talks on a broad set of issues at a neutral site, so presumably focusing on this issue of Kashmir.
Yes, it's not just Kashmir. It should be remembered that after the attack in Pahalgam on those tourists, India decided to suspend the water treaty and threatened to cut off water supplies to Pakistan. That suspension was an existential threat to Pakistan, given the fact that 80% of this country survives on the Indus Basin waters. It is an agricultural country, the backbone of the economy, and therefore it was an existential threat. So those issues have to be resolved as well. Both sides have to cooperate, both sides have to give and take, and both sides have to now de-escalate and hope that this ceasefire will last and that this jingoism and the saber rattling that led to this conflict will finally be over. But how long? We will be hoping that both sides will now be able to sit down, talk seriously, and try to de-escalate, even so that there are no incidents like this in the future.
Indeed. In terms of the territorial dispute, it's not something that can be quickly resolved by any means, is it?
Definitely not, but one must understand that after India revoked Article 370, took away the autonomy status from Kashmir, this is, after all, an international dispute. There are relevant United Nations resolutions on this. So one has to take into account the fact that Indian forces have also been accused of atrocities against the people of Kashmir. There is great resentment there. This is the only majority Muslim population of India in that particular area. So India and Pakistan must now find a political solution. There has to be climbing down from that high pedestal and to seriously address this issue, because as I mentioned, otherwise they'll be back to square one. There will be another attack, maybe carried out by non-state actors. The most important thing to understand here is that if there is a terrorist attack, the first thing you do is to investigate who did it. You don't go to war. You don't cross international borders. You don't use fighter bombers and drones and artillery duels to shoot at each other. So at least for now, sanity has prevailed, and people will be hoping that both sides are able to keep to that agreement of holding the ceasefire.
And Kamal, what do we know about that attack that initiated all this?
But you see, what happened is that in Pahalgam, which is over 100 kilometers away from the line of control, are unknown gunmen, and they're still at large. They have not been apprehended, opened fire on innocent Indian tourists, including families. There was a massacre, and then those people, within 5 minutes of that, Indian television stations started shouting and accusing Pakistan. The Indian government also held Pakistan responsible. Narendra Modi also accused Pakistan of a flagrant violation, accused Pakistan and warned of dire consequences. So the important thing here is to see whether those people will be apprehended, because let's not forget, the people of Kashmir have a lot of resentment against what the Indian military is doing over there. And those resentment obviously leads to extreme acts. So one has to get to the bottom of this, who carried out this attack, why, and also to find solutions so that this doesn't happen in the future.
All right, Kamal, thanks for that. For the time being, back with you as the hours go on. For the time being, thank you. Kamal Haider there